Hello, what's going on? I am Teacher Sess and don't have all the answers. Don't even have a few of them. Don't even have half of them. Now, before you press the stop button, hear me out. We are going to spend the next year exploring how to break the cycle, create generational wealth, and create the home you desire and live our best lives. The catch? These are the goals, and we're going to do them together since we don't have all this stuff already. So you are going to listen to the Teacher Says podcast starting right now. We are back. You are tuned in. We are listening. You're listening. I'm talking. This is the Teacher Says podcast. I want to personally thank you for tuning in another week. We are here. If you hear a lot of sound in the background, that is my free studio in my basement. The heat is going. It is a little chilly up here, but we're all good. I got the heater flowing on my legs, so I feel nice and toasty. Make sure, if you have not done so already, you subscribe to the show. Your 5-star rating is appreciated in advance. Make sure you subscribe, whether you're listening to me on YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, or actually Apple Podcasts would be the name. Spotify, which I'm a fan of Spotify. I love Spotify. It's one of my favorite platforms. Whether it's music, podcasts, music I can listen to just chill out, relax. Not enough good things I can say about Spotify. I listen to them daily when I go on my daily walk. Or whatever platform that you're listening on. I know I'm on Audible and a whole bunch of others. Make sure you tune in and you share with a friend. Alright, so let's get right to it. I mentioned about 4 episodes back that I was taking a deep dive into my IRA. Because for the past 10 years, my IRA has been a neglected mess. When I say a neglected mess, I mean this. I went and I opened an IRA 10 years ago, and that's that. Somebody back there is probably gasping right now. I did not put any money into my IRA for the past 10 years. Why? I just didn't know any better. I don't know. I can't really give you a valid reason. But no, actually I can't. I didn't know any better. That's a valid reason. Not so valid reason. So I have corrected that mistake. I have 20 years. I'm going to say 10 from the past, 10 for the future to catch up. So I have shifted my IRA to different ETAs because I feel like I need, or ETFs, sorry. Newbie mistake. Because I felt like I need to kind of like speed up, catch up. I'm behind. Additionally, I have it auto set now so that money, every time I get paid, my IRA is being funded. That was a mistake that I've made. Now, if you are a follower of Mr. Dave Ramsey, who I've said before, I have based a lot of my financial education on his teachings, he would be scolding me because you're supposed to pay off all your debt first. But we're going to go deeper into Dave Ramsey a little later in the show. I don't follow, I'm Dave Ramsey-ish because that's my business, as Tabitha Brown would say. If you don't know her, check her out on Instagram. So I feel like I can do everything at once. I can fund my IRA, can pay off debt. Not everything, but at least those two things, right? So like I said, and I've been sharing practically every episode this year, I have recently read Money Master the Game. I always say it wrong. By Tony Robbins. And reading that has really enlightened me to just how things should be done correctly, and learning about your money, and even learning how brokerage firms work, because full disclosure, my IRA is with Morgan Stanley, and I never really thought like, oh my gosh, how are these people getting paid? Well, they're getting paid from you, and they get paid whether you win or not. So, I mean, of course, managing my own portfolio did cross my mind, but I'm a complete novice, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea. So that being stated, I went and had a conversation with my financial advisor over at Morgan Stanley, and we talked about some ways we can shift our ETFs, just some other, a little bit more risk, and I made that change. So I'm excited. I'm hoping for big, big, big gains, but aren't we all hoping for big gains in regards to that? And then I have another 403B plan that is once again kind of stagnant. I haven't been putting money into it, so I'd like to roll it over into something else. I don't know what though. Another like retirement. I think that's the only option I have really, but I don't know. Possibly something I can manage or attempt to manage myself. We'll see. In addition to paying down my debt. So that's where I stand with the IRA. So, like I said, that's a retirement issue for now. In addition to paying off my debt, I am keeping a heavy eye on Fundrise, which is a way I can add real estate to my portfolio. I want to do it. I just realized I'm going to not commit myself to that until I pay off some more debt. And when I say pay off, I mean just like totally pay off some things where I'm no longer in debt to either my credit card or what else am I close to paying off? Mainly credit card. But I'm kind of like on pins and needles because there's rumblings of our schools reopening. And although I'm not nervous about the school reopening, I'm realizing like a lot of the money I've been saving will go poof because childcare takes up a good chunk of the money that I make. So that's an issue, as well as I won't even say a long-term goal, but a goal I have between now and March is getting my kids established financially as far as 529 plans, possibly like a custodial stock account. I've been eyeing items with Fidelity investing. It's kind of like I have ideas of what I want to do, but executing them is a whole nother conversation. I realize when it comes to money, like I like to read things about money, but when it comes to actually using my money to make some type of investment or whatever, I'm like, I want to hold on to it as long as possible. That's just the way I do. All right, so we're back, and I've been looking at, with all the conversation being on topic regarding stocks and crypto coins, I want to kind of take a little peek at crypto because, full disclosure, and I don't know if I ever talked about it, I actually attempted to invest in crypto. Kind of regret selling it because, of course, it's gone up. I owned what did I own? I don't remember. One of them was Digicoin, I believe. The other one was Ethereum. I'm saying it wrong. But my issue with crypto coins has always been, full disclosure, I don't 100% understand. I do, but I don't. I get it. It's supposed to be a universal way to trade. I believe it's valid all over the world. What else? It was I get the surface level knowledge, but I just don't really quite 100% get it. So I was always I don't know how I feel about crypto. I don't quite understand. It's been explained to me a million times. I'm color me slow because I still just don't 100% get it. Stocks, I don't 100% get, but I get, if that makes any sense. I understand how it works. I don't know every single nuance, but I get the overall gist of it. Crypto, I sort of understand. It's always been frustrating to me because I don't have a full picture of how it really works. So it kind of put me off. And then on top of that, the gains are huge, and then it goes down and up and down. I'm very good at setting it and forgetting it, but crypto, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing. So I was like, yeah, that kind of put off. So let's move on. All right, so now third and final segment. I Let me just jump right to it. So, top of the month, or maybe it was mid-month, there was an article released from Religious News Service regarding, I'll just read the title. Is Dave Ramsey's empire the best place to work in America? Say no, and you're out. Um, as much as I talk about Dave Ramsey, my tonality probably hints at the fact that he kind of irritates me. And the weird thing about the way I am, people who irritate me fascinate me for some reason. I don't know why. And I keep it no secret. I listen to Dave Ramsey, but I don't listen to Dave Ramsey. I've had some ideological issues with him. And I feel like he gives good money advice. Well, good advice on getting out of debt, but some of the advice that he gives, especially as a woman, I just can't get with. He seems very chauvinistic at times. Like, let me give you, this is the example I give often. At one point, I listened to Dave Ramsey daily. And I remember one particular episode, this woman, she sounded young, but not too young, maybe like early 30s. She calls up Dave, she's crying, she's like, my husband is tired of me, he wants to leave me, he's leaving me, blah, blah, blah. Skip. So I'm like, oh, poor you, so sad. And Dave is like, oh, it's okay, honey, you're all right, sweetie. I don't like honey and sweetie people. Already annoying me. You call me honey, you call me sweetie, you're condescending. I'm not the one. And I'm glad I haven't heard that in years, by the way, now I think about it. So anyway, to make the long story short, he ended it by, she was really upset. He pointed out to this woman, you're still young. You're going to be young enough to go and get remarried. I was like, Scooby? Like, huh? What if she doesn't want to get remarried? What if she's tired? What if she's tired of men telling her, chin up, you're young enough to get remarried? That's just so stupid. Like, I really took offense to that. Like, and he does that from time to time. To me, he can seem very condescending to women. I get Dave's Dave and he runs his own operation, but that's thing number one. Thing number two, this is what the article talks about. Your beliefs are your beliefs, but if you're trying to run like a business that's secular per se, I'm reading that it's a requirement that his staff attends like worship on Wednesdays. It's just, you're mixing two different things. What if you're not Christian? What if you're Jewish or Muslim or something? Which I guess you wouldn't be if you work for Dave Ramsey. And, he's in the heart of the Bible Belt, Tennessee. I can't make any comment on Tennessee. I have been to Tennessee, but I haven't been since I was a child, so I don't know or remember anything about it. But I'm just like, he says a lot of things, like, his political views, although he's smart enough not to directly say it, but So that was kind of like a put off to me, too. And then, we didn't even get to, I felt like I'm on the Wendy Williams show. We didn't even get to the main part of the hypocrisy of Dave Ramsey, because the article mentioned that a woman on his staff was fired for being a pregnant, unwed woman, which I was like, this is the year 2021. Who in the hell cares? Like, I was like offended just with that. Like, that's, as Tabitha Brown says, that's her business. We don't, if you can afford your child being pregnant and unwed, that's okay, cool, whatever. It's on you. But It gets even better. So the same article goes into detail. This woman was fired for being pregnant and unwed. However, Mr. Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, has been having an affair for pretty much his whole marriage. And I don't even know if he got a slap on the wrist. All he got was a reference to counseling where Miss Hogan and him were being counseled by like people who were on the Ramsey business. It was just a mess. So eventually he goes and gets a divorce, and it's been kept very hush hush quiet on the QT. Like, this is just awful. Like, I'm reading this article and I almost want to laugh because I'm like, so you fire the pregnant unwed woman, but you keep Chris Hogan, who's had, in the article states, several affairs within his, I believe, around 20-year marriage. But, I'm like, ugh, the hypocrisy is real. So, needless to say, that has, I will always reference Dave Ramsey because he kind of got the fire lit in me, but he irritates me to no end, and I don't listen to his podcasts very much. I'm not going to lie and say I never listen, but I kind of start listening to more, I like Clark Howard, because I like Clark Howard because he comes off as being imperfect, and it's not his way or the highway. I follow him, as well as I will forever, love and follow and be a fan of Earn Your Leisure. I'm an earner. They're probably my favorite financial podcasts out there right now. And I've started to listen to them at Snacks Daily. They're cool. I don't know their names, but they're cool. But when it comes to Dave Ramsey, that's how I feel. I take his advice. I hear a lot of people refer to him as, well, I eat the fish and spit out the bones. I'm like, that's stupid. I don't want to be a hypocrite and say, I'm never going to listen to him again, because he has some good pros and cons. But overall, he just irritates me with his policies and his kind of holier than thou attitude. So that's how I feel about Mr. Ramsey. What about you? How are you feeling? You have any financial gurus or influencers that you follow that we should know about? Put them in the social media on the Instagram or Twitter. Although I've said it 1,000,001 times, I'm not really big on Twitter, but wouldn't hurt. So that's all I have for this week. I want you to make sure you subscribe to the show, you follow me on my social media platforms, and you do something to get yourself out of debt this week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.